Okay, for our next project we're going to do a shaded value design, and this design is going to look something similar to this here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of paper and we're going to start by drawing one flowing line that starts on the top and just drawn and goes to the bottom. Then we're going to draw two vertical lines. Again, they're just two vertical lines. They don't have to be straight. Then we're going to do two horizontal lines. And we're going to do one circle that breaks up the space. So if you have an area that seems to be a little more open than the rest, we're going to break it up with a circle. I think I'm going to do a circle here. So I'm going to grab and do a circle right here. So we have one flowing line, two vertical, two horizontal, and one circle that breaks up the space. Now, what you're going to do next is, like in our example, you're going to shade using value, and you go from light to dark wherever there is a line. Now, you don't want your lines to go to where you have darks beside dark. So you're going to go dark to light, and you're going to contrast that. So if it's dark here, you're going to go light here. See, dark, light. An example here where I've started it. See on the example, you've got dark, light, and here. So this would be a light area because it's dark here. So I'm going to go over a little bit of shading on our example here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more to an area, and I'm going to talk a little bit about shading. Now, when we talk about shading, we're going to have a few pencils. Your pencils go 6B and 4B are darks. So your B's are darks. Your H's are lights. And your 2B pencil, that's just your regular pencil that you have, your regular everyday pencil. So that's how you think about shading. So when you go to shade, you have, and like on my pencils, here's where you can see where they're at. You see how you have a 4 or 6B, a 4B, and then like your H's, they're usually right here's your H's. Now, what we'll probably use with this project is maybe a 4B, an H, maybe a 6B. Sometimes your 4 and your 6B look pretty close together until you're doing some really advanced shading. And I have a 3H, but we don't use it a lot because it's very, very light. And sometimes it's such a hard pencil that sometimes it dents your pages if you're first learning how to shade. So we'll probably just use maybe these two and maybe the 6B if you really need some dark areas. So when you go to shade, what you're going to do is you're going to use those two, and then you're going to use a blending stump and maybe a blending, a kneaded eraser. So you're going to start with an area, and I'm going to do a small area like this area right here. I'm going to choose a side to go dark. So my dark is going to be my 4B pencil. And I'm going to choose a side, and I'm just going to do this edge dark, and I'm kind of shading. I'm going to get the edge because I want the edge nice and crisp, and I'm going to shade in a circular motion. I'm going to get this area, and then I'm going to not shade as heavy. I'm not putting as much pressure on the pencil. See how that's becoming lighter? This is dark, this is light. Then I'm going to stop. I'm going to switch to my H pencil. I'm going to go over the area that I did with that B, then I'm going to go on top of it. You can already see that it's a different color. It's kind of a little browner. I'm going to go a little bit, and I'm going to leave a little area that's even going to be white. We're going to pull a little bit of this color. Then I'm going to stop. Now, when I use this blending stump, I'm going to start in the dark area, and this smooths out your pencil. Start here, and I'm going to blend from dark to light. And it should get this smooth look. It should take care of any of those lines you had. Blending really nice. Now when you get to the edge where you stopped, you'll actually pick up some of that color and blend it out to that edge. Now, if you didn't get it as light as you wanted there, I might have colored a little too dark. What I'm going to do is this, you can make a little point and you can actually dab it and pick up a little color. I'm picking up a little color. You can see it because it kind of gets dark. Picking up a little color, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend it again because I don't want it to look like I picked it up and didn't blend it again. Now, so that's my first thing. Now, this is dark, so that needs to be light. So I'm going to have to come back here and do dark to light. So then I'm going to do it again. Dark pencil. I'm going to start over here. Maybe I'm going to do dark to light like that. So I'm going to do my edge. I'm going to make sure this is my edge. I'm going to do dark. So I'm going to go in, get my area that I want to have really dark here. That I know I'm going to have really dark. Now, if I couldn't get this completely dark, I could go in with that 6B and do it darker, but a lot of times I really can't super tell the difference. So a lot of times I just use the 4B. Then I'm going to go a little lighter for a layer. And maybe I'm going to bring this around here, my lighter gray. Then I'm going to get my H. I'm going to go into my B a little bit. You always overlap with shading. Then I'm going to do my next layer. Shading is all about layering. Now let's see. And you can always, if you don't get enough, you can go back and add more. So if you're not sure, I'm going to do my layers. Start with my dark layer. Remember I went around here? Go around here before I blend to my next layer. See how I'm kind of going around? I'm following it. Now here's where I'm pulling it out. I didn't go, I kind of went too gray on that edge of that other one, so I wanted to make sure I didn't do it this time. This one's about perfect. Now, if your edge is not crisp enough, you can make sure that you sharpen the tip of that 4B and go back in and really make that a nice edge, because these have to have nice, smooth edges. This one's really nice, but this one's kind of rough. And then I just go keep on doing that all the way through. I know now this needs to be a light side, this needs to be a light side. This can probably be a dark side here. That could probably be a dark side if I wanted to. So you just go and you do the whole thing, light to dark, all the way through. So remember, I'll go over the directions one more time. You do draw one flowing line, top to bottom, 2 vertical, 2 horizontal, and 1 circle to fill your space. Your dark pencils, are your B's, your light pencils are your H's, and then you blend with your blending stump and you pick up with your kneaded eraser. And that's how you do your shaded value design.